Hi, welcome back. In today's video we're playing on the Axis side. We're using the Fallschrim Panzer Hermann Göring versus the Hauptgruppe Freiburg. Both set to Maverick, so we'll be looking at phase A and B as our strongest phases, and then our resources will start to dwindle in phase C. So here on the left side, just bringing up a couple of these Strupen, just a 15 cost rifle squad. We're also bringing up a Marder 1 tank destroyer and the Panzer 3 recon tank. It's also got these APCR rounds, so it can actually hit for 150. Over on this flag, we're just bringing up a Pack 40 and Strupen. And for over here, we're bringing up a Pack 40 and a Panzer Grenadier. And then we're bringing up a recon that's just going to sit here. They are bringing up some armor though. So over here, we've just brought up some more Strupen. They're just going to hold this flag by controlling these forests. And then on the right side, we've got a Panzer Grenadier and a Pack 40 at the back there. So they did actually hit my Panzer Grenadier. It's a bit unfortunate. There goes our recon. I've got a couple of tanks moving up here now. They're going to try to push on this forest. One of the things I did notice since one of the latest updates is that tanks can actually see into forests now. So I thought these guys would be protected. I noticed in other videos as well, but this really showed just how easily tanks can see now. Normally a tank could roll up to here and your guys would still be safe because it is forest, but now it looks like tanks can see. As long as they push up close enough, they can actually see your guys. So we managed to make him fall back. Guys do surrender after taking too much fire from those tanks. Recon does spot this T-26E light tank. Shouldn't have any trouble taking him out. Managed to make him fall back as the crew's panicked. These tanks are now coming across, going to deal with my other units. We've actually run out of our APCR shells, so probably not going to win this exchange now. We've also brought up a couple of Panzer IVs over on this left side. They're going to help defend this flag here as we start to bring up some more infantry units. These guys are coming over to try to push along over here, or just to hold this area, and this guy's coming up to hold this town here. Pack 40's taking some hits from this tank over here though. Does manage to take him out. Got some more Panzer 4s, and now exchanging with these two T-36, T-34s, 76s. We also got this pretty interesting recon vehicle. It does have like an assault gun with these heat shells that can hit for 100 pen. And that's 100 pen all the time. Normally, with these regular AP shells, the pen's 135 within 200 meters, so the closest range. But because it's a heat shell, it's 100 pen, even if it's 2,000 meters away. Mortar just laying down some fire, trying to keep these guys alive. As we're now bringing up a Panzer 4 and getting our Panzer Grenadiers into position with these half tracks. Also rolling across our armor on this left side. I love the look of the martyrs, they look so cool. So I've really taken this flag, I'm just kind of pushed out an influence bubble here. But we do notice that we've lost our two flags here for some time now, so we're going to try to send one of our panzers over to see if we can get some influence back there. Got some more mortars here now, bringing up a couple of these Panzer M14s, they're just a assault light tank, and another Panzer Grenadier coming up. Our Panzer does spot something here, and we're now just moving these guys up even further. Some more Earthstrooping coming up. Just going to try to load them into this town. They are just a cheap 15 cost that you can just kind of spread throughout your area of influence. Did spot some recon here. And AT gun by the looks of it. IS-2 coming up. It's the powerful Russian heavy tank. Rocket into that IS-2. It's a nice hit, followed by taking out those Strelky that were pushing up. Some BA-10Ms though. Came in at just the right time to clean up my Panzer Grenadiers. We do try to take some of the fire off our infantry by bringing up these half tracks. And they do get pinned down. I was hoping to bring them up close enough to take a shot, but they do surrender. So we did lose this exchange, but we did manage to take out a couple of their stronger tanks. Looks like over here there's a bit of a battle, and we've lost the majority of our tanks up there. I also brought up some flame tanks and Panzer M14s just to continue to hold that forest land. And as they start to advance, our Panzer and Pack 40 managed to take them out. So it's always important to have a back line so that if your push does fail, as they're trying to continue their push, you've always got units that can defend, and it gives enough time for reinforcements to arrive. So I've got 4 more Panzer 4s coming up. We're also spreading our infantry and light tanks up through here to try to regain this flag, and then we're just now moving those tanks and recon up, try to see if we can re-secure this flag. Then over in the town, just moving up these Estrupen and our light tank and medium tank. Managed to secure this flag again. Light tanks do spot this T-26 EZO, so there's going to be a bit of an exchange there. Whoa. There we go. I think we did have some help from maybe these Panzer IVs will help in there. Got a leader coming up. Also got looks like we did spot an IS-2 over here, so we're going to bring up our Ju-87 to try to take him out, but our Panther died and we lost vision. So now that our SPW's here, we've regained vision, and I'm going to try and go for another run, but he decides to fall back for some reason. Jagdpanzer coming up now. That's the IS-2 down. I think it took a shot from the Pack 40. Over here we notice some flame tanks. So we're just trying to drop some smoke and try to get these guys out of there. And bringing up our Panther 4s now. Looks like our Panther 14 has spotted them as well. It's now starting to take some shots. I think something else was shooting them. These shouldn't have been strong enough to actually... Yeah, all they've got is a flamethrower. So I think there was something over here hitting my tanks. And since I didn't bring up my recon, I just couldn't really see what's over there. Probably an AT gun hidden in this forest. Our Yug Panzer's now set up. And we've also brought up another couple of Panzer IVs. Over here we've kind of moved our infantry up. Gonna drop some mortar fire onto this Strelky as we push up a little bit further. Make sure we've got control of this flag. So now I just moved up our armor and we can now start trying to re-secure this town. Well, IS-2 commander tank coming up, or leader tank, sorry. Giving some extra experience to this T-36, T-34. Managed to take out their recon, but the IS-2 takes out our other Panzer that we had there. Looks like this Yug Panzer spotted some recon. I'm just going to try to fall these guys back before they get taken out. Bringing up this Flak 41 88mm. See if this can take out that IS-2. And we're now just starting to drop some smoke. There we go. So the Ju-87 does take out that IS-2. The Yug Panzer's exchanging with this KV-1S heavy tank. Shouldn't have too much of a problem there. And we're now bringing up our armor for support. Another couple of IS-2s coming up. So I've got an AT gun set up on this ridge, managing to hit into our Panzers, but our Grenadiers are nearly there, and we've recaptured this flag. Ju-87 comes in and takes out the IS-2, but not before losing our Jagdpanzer. Got some recon now, dealing with the Strelky that pushed up, and a couple of Marder 1 coming up. Got some more Panzer Grenadiers coming up, and our flak is starting to get in a position to deal with this IS-2 that's moving. We've also got some Panzer Grenadiers getting ready to unload into this forest so that we can start securing this flag. Over on the right side, we're just holding out with our armor. After dealing with that Strelky, we're now going to regain control of that flag. But we have lost this one. So we're now just starting to push over on this right side. Looks like the enemy is bringing up some IS-2s though. But our flak does spot them. Looks like he's going to start firing on them. And we're also bringing up a Ju-87. Didn't have any trouble taking this flag. It doesn't look like they really had much defending this area. And we've also just brought up our tanks along the side of this river as we start to bring up our Panzer Grenadiers. A lot of armor piercing rounds going into that frontal armor. Not enough to puncture, but we do manage to make him fall back. And we're now just pushing even further into the town. With help with some mortar fire and our tank, these S-Troopers do finish off that recon squad. We did lose our own recon vehicle though, which is unfortunate, so we're bringing up a couple new ones. And we're also bringing up our tank destroyer in case there's anything in here. Over here, our Black 41 is still just moving along. It looks like he's run into a couple of IS-2s though, so he's probably going to get taken out. Nice. But a side shot from this Ju-87 actually did bring it all the way over here and then around. And the fours do spot some heavy tank, a heavy tank and a recon tank. Oh, nice. And both of them take them out simultaneously. And I managed to push that Autosmashiki squad before they could get into these buildings and start harassing us. Infantry just moving up now. IS-2's getting a little bit too close to our buildings. So once we notice it's within range, we moved up our Panzer Grenadiers. Taking a shot, and I'm going to retreat back into these buildings. There we go. Managed to take him out. Not sure if there's any troops in those, but I would take out a couple of their half tracks. We're also moving up our Pack 40 and starting to push along, getting ready to make some ground into this town. autocannon just doing work to that MG squad. It's really good at harassing armor, kind of putting pressure on them, and then it's even better at annihilating squads. These guys are running right into our flame tanks. Yeah. Just dropping some mortar fire here. I wasn't too sure what was going to be there as we start to advance our Panzer Grenadiers. Also just moving up our Yard Panzer, which can deal with any armor. The Panzers are great, but now having the Yard Panzer as well just gives that extra security for holding this side. And we did manage to secure this bridge just by moving up our Earth Trooping. A little bit risky bringing up the Flame Panzer. They do have anti-tank grenades. Yeah, there we go. He actually got hit by a bazooka by the looks of it. But not before forcing them into a surrender, so not a bad exchange. Got our Tiger E's coming up now. They're not as strong as the IS-2s, but they do have 165 pen, 125 frontal. So I think they do have stronger pen, but just not as much armor as those heavy tanks do. One of the things that does bother me a little bit in this game is that when versing AI, they don't actually try to challenge any of your air. Like they've got some decent AA, and they've also got some decent fighters in that deck. Yet these Ju-87s can just sit there flying around, and nothing will even try to come and contest them. They're just pushing up. Yeah, so I might as well just try and push this last flag over on this right side. I've now got another 88. Gonna start exchanging this KV IS, sorry. Oh, 15, yeah. No, is it an IS? Yeah, KV1S, that's it, yeah. So, it looks like it's just out of vision. He must have been trying to hit this. Just moving over now, I'm going to try to see if we can take this bridge. Get some more Panzer Grenadiers in here to hold this town. And just moving along to this ridge here. See if we can get control of this flag. But there's an Su-76, which we do take out. But that's game with a major victory. 4100 to 1500. Pretty easy game. The deck that we were versing had a lot of the IS-2s. In actually phase A, B, and C, they managed to bring up a lot of IS-2s, but it doesn't look like they were able to turn the tide since he didn't actually bring up any aircraft to deal with my tank busters, and I think that's why we won so easily. It would be more of a challenge if there was some air units out there trying to deal with our air, but it might be just resource problems. Maybe he was spending too much on bringing out tanks and not enough on countering my air. But thanks for watching.